Hello all and thanks for tuning in. Tonight, we'll be exploring an iconic and timeless legend born amongst the dense dark of the New Jersey Pinelands, or Pine Barrens, that surrounds a fabled creature of myth often described as a bat-winged and beast-hooved hominid with either a horse or goat-like head, framed by a set of wicked horns, rumored to possess inhuman speed and strength and to announce its presence by way of emitting an otherworldly howling shriek that can be heard for miles. Are you sure you are ready to brave the history and lore surrounding the Jersey Devil? As history intertwines with legend to tell, the mythic creature known as the Jersey Devil originated through the early 1700s around one Mother Leeds, who it's told had 12 children prior, and who, when she discovered she was pregnant with her 13th, cursed her unborn kin, damning its soul and claiming it to be of the devil. Other versions of this story claim Leeds was really a powerful witch, or that the child's father was actually the devil himself. Whatever the case, lore continues to tell that in 1735, Mother Leeds would go into labor on a dark and stormy night and with her friends, or dependent on rendition, cults surrounding her, would give birth to an abomination bearing hooves, an animal's head, horns, bat wings, and a bifurcated tail. Unlike your standard human baby who usually just wants its mother and a first meal, when the Jersey Devil was born, it's told that screeching and growling, the child beat everyone present with its tail, before climbing up the chimney and flying freely into the pines. Subsequently, it's sometimes added that following this incident, clergymen were actually summoned to the Pine Barrens in an attempt to exorcise Leeds' wicked manifestation. Though this is one of the more popular origin stories associated with the Jersey Devil, some other variations depict the devil's mother as a young girl who fell in love with a British soldier through the Revolution, and who was cursed by her town, resulting in her infinitely flawed pregnancy, or as a youth who was cursed by a gypsy for not donating food. While all of this seems something out of a horror movie, chillingly, the legend of the Jersey Devil is believed to hold very real roots in our own history. Prior to the 20th century, this creature was previously referred to as the Leeds Devil, the Leeds Demon, or as the Devil of Leeds, in correlation with either the local Leeds family name or with the town of Leeds Point, which in itself derives its moniker from said family. While some tell Mother Leeds was in fact actually one Deborah Leeds, whose husband Japheth named 12 children in a will he wrote in 1736, others aren't so certain and theorize the tale actually grew from a hatred for old Ben Franklin's rivaling almanac publisher, Daniel Leeds, a Quaker and prominent pre-revolutionary figure in colonial New Jersey who, prior to the war, was ostracized by his Quaker brethren following his 1687 publication of astrological symbols that many of the era considered blasphemous or too pagan. Not really helping to defend the family name, the Leeds family crest actually ironically depicts a wyvern, or a bat-winged dragon-like creature that stands upon two clawed feet, which bears an eerie resemblance to the Jersey Devil. By the late 1700s and early 1800s, the Leeds Devil had been transformed into a household name through the region, and into a ghost story used to teach lessons or to keep children from wandering off too far or from sneaking out at night. And as its legacy persisted, with each passing era, new alterations and variations to the tale were added, alongside countless purportedly real eyewitness accounts of close encounters with the beast. One such account, derived from the early 19th century, tells of when Commodore Stephen Decatur was visiting the Hanover Mill Works to inspect cannonball production and observed an unknown flying creature above the site. Decatur would actually fire a cannon upon this entity, but to no effect. Another such account details an 1820 incident in which Napoleon Bonaparte's brother Joseph spied the devil while hunting near his Bordentown estate. In 1840, the creature was blamed for a series of senseless livestock killings, and a year later, in 1841, similar attacks were documented, but this time alongside tracks and disturbing screams that were heard in the distance. In 1887, a local newspaper would describe sightings of a winged monster right near the Pine Barrens that they'd label as the Devil of Leeds, and as the legend caught fire, by 1909, a multitude of publications had covered what amounted to hundreds if not thousands of reported close calls with the iconic cryptid, which by then was well known amongst the populace of not just Burlington County, nor even New Jersey for that matter, but by most of the eastern seaboard. Also hotspots for devil sightings. Around this same time, both Camden and Bristol police out of Pennsylvania would document confronting and even firing upon the creature. But again, much like our brave Commodore who tried the same thing with a cannon around a century past, their bullets yielded no effect. Over the years, as word of the Jersey Devil spread, encounters with its being were reported through Maryland and Delaware as well. And following a series of particularly brutal attacks and widespread panic, schools and businesses through Delaware Valley would even close down for a time, while vigilante groups of hunters armed up and marched through the pines. Notably, around this same period, it's rumored the Philadelphia Zoo actually posted a $10,000 reward for anyone who could retrieve the fabled monster, dead or alive. Through the rest of the 20th century, while this initial pandemonium would eventually die down, and while several would even claim to have killed the legendary creature, sightings of the Jersey Devil would continue and have even done so up into the present. Today, while skeptics generally chalk up accounts of encounters with this beast as nothing more than creative manifestations fueled off of what equate to boogeyman stories passed down from English settlers, to the misidentification of known species combined with utter panic experienced by those inexperienced in the woods, and namely at night, or even more simply to historic discord held between the community and Leeds family, this hasn't stopped continued documentation of run-ins and eyewitness accounts purported by police officials, government agents, and high-profile businessmen whose entire reputations are on the line, and whose integrities have been held publicly accountable for sometimes decades past. At the end of the day, what you choose to believe in is up to you, but as of the year of this upload being late 2022, this monstrous manifestation still weighs heavy to those hailing from the Garden State, and many locals warn that it continues to stalk the trails and landmark locations within the Pinelands. So if you find yourself exploring about and hear the crack of a twig just off route, or the leathery swoosh of wings above your head, be ever wary of the infamous and legendary Jersey Devil. Thanks for tuning in for our histories and stories surrounding the Jersey Devil. If you enjoyed this upload, hit that like button, subscribe to our channel, and share us with anyone you feel deserves a good scare. We'll catch you all next time, if something else doesn't first.